B'mesivta ilah gvos chasar vav. In the supernal yeshiva, so they write gvos without a vav. B'mesivta dirakia umigvaos be'os vav, but in the mesivta of the firmament of the heavens, so they write it with a vav. So you have two yeshivas above. You have the mesivta ilah, mesivta dirakia, different levels of yeshiva in Gan Eden. Haramas of Parshazu, Kasav Shemash, Kasav mesivta ilah, he mesivta dekut shabrichu. So the Ramaz writes that it says the higher, the supernal yeshiva, so that refers to the yeshiva of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Mesivta dirakia, he mesivta de matat, and the mesivta, the yeshiva of the heavens, that refers to the yeshiva of where matat presides over. Ve'efshar lahavin b'chinos elu, we can understand these concepts in Mamashakos of Bidrush Baheres, what's brought in the drush of the Bahares, the argument where you have this argument in the yeshiva of the heavens, Omer Tahor, that the Holy One, blessed be He, says we have a suffix in Bahares Kadmalaser Lavan, so that it's pure. The Kulu Mesivta Dirakia Chulu, and the rest of the yeshiva of the heavens says it's Tamei Ayin Shamuk over there. Bidrush or Maimar Rakia, the Maimar about light and water and the firmament. V'hine gvos chasavav kayal habina, nagvos without a vav, that refers to bina. While derech nikra habina kolad la mishtama, and like bina is called the voice that's not heard, the concept of the inner voice. That inner cry, it's a concept of that's higher than drawing down in revelation. That's what the letter vav represents. Kol below vav, therefore it's also called a voice without a vav. By Parshas Vayigash, Daf Yeshud Amud Aleph, like I call Yaakov. Perishila, the Kala, what does it mean? Supernal of all. Vishish Kama Bechinos Gvos. Because there's a number of concepts of these hills, of the Imo, that refer to the Imahos. Kimilvad Shashchina Vamalchus Shneim Nikro Givos. That besides from the fact that the Shechina and Malchus, both of these concepts, are called hills. Also the concept of the virgins after her, they're also called the hills. Because they're above, exalted above the detailed other creations, the souls and the angels of the worlds of B'riyat Yosiyah, because they're a general concept. Therefore, Bina is called the hill that's higher than all, the highest hill. And what does it mean when in the so that's Iladikola. What does it mean, exalted of more than all? It's a language of exaltedness. It's the hill that's higher and more exalted. Like the idea of the mountain on the mountain of Aron, where he was buried. And this so what about the other mesivta, the yeshiva of the heavens, where it spells gvos with a vav, hainu beis bechinos gvos, Bino Malchus, this refers to two kinds of gvos, of hills, corresponding with Bina and Malchus. So I guess it's because it's plural. Maybe gvos without a vav is givas, the hill of, in singular. Parshas Vayera, gvos olam, like in Parshas Vayera, it talks about the hills of the world that refers to Bina and Malchus. Parshas Vayechi, that you have two feminine concepts. Parshas Breshis, Taf Chamishim, Sof Amud Aleph. Now just like Za is in a pregnant state in the womb of Ima, of the mother of Bina, and potential before the emotions are revealed, that on this it says that I saw it from the heads of the mountains, and I saw it from the gvos, the hills, with a vav in it. That's the concept of Bina with a vav, with Za in a pregnant state inside. Nishmas Mashiach ibur b'malchus. So too the soul of Mashiach is in a state of being pregnant inside of Malchus Tatzilus Kadeshi Hiyamizah Leidavag Yului Bibiyah, in order so that you should have a revelation and a birth into the worlds of B'Yit Sirasiyah. That's specifically to the being pregnant and the birth of Malchus of Atzilus, so to speak. That's the source of the worlds of B'Yit Sirasiyah. That even the souls that are drawn from Chochmah and Bina, all the way from Chochmah and Bina, with a very high source, you can't draw them down into the world of Rasiyah only through this process of, so to speak, pregnancy and birth, and the womb of the feminine concept has to go through that level. And that's why it says by Mashiach that he's sick from our sins, and that is because Malchus is enclosed in the exile of Babylon, the ministers of the idol worshippers. So that's the Shechina went into Galus with us, into Galus Bavel, and there's a unica to the ministering angels of the nations of the idol worshippers. Like Yechezkel says that I was inside the exile, that there was a time Adam Blial rules over Adam Elyon Leralo for the bad of the Adam Blial. Gam Nishmas Mashiach ben David, and therefore the soul of Mashiach, the son of David HaKolol Ba, that's included in it, in Malchus, and pregnant in it, so to speak, Sovel Kol Yisurim, also is affected by all of the difficulties of Galus. Vayin Bezor Chelik Aleph, Parshas Vayeshev, Daf Kuf Pei Aleph, Amud Aleph Azeu, Shamru Rizal. That's why our sages said, B'chol Parashas Haibur Yihiyu Tzorchem Lefanecha, that in the entire parsha of the pregnancy, our needs should be in front of you. Afil b'shachulu kishu barachulu, that even in a time like a woman that's pregnant and so forth. So spiritually, this refers to the pregnancy of Mashiach in Malchus. Vayin mashakazu minyan ibur v'leida b'torah or b'dibur ha'maschil ve'era el Avraham. Vayin minyan v'hu mechulal b'parshas Vayakel daf rishid beis amud aleph b'parshas Pinchas daf rishid uches amud aleph daf rishid lamud aleph amud aleph daf v'diramaz v'daf rishid mem zayin amud beis gabi b'shemin kasis chulu v'hu mechulal v'daf rishid ayin vav beis v'daf rishid pei amud aleph v'daf rishid pei beis. Vayin mashkazu minyan shemin kasis b'dibur ha'maschil v'hinim minor zav chulu. Look at all those Madam Komos. He doesn't bring any of them down. Valpi ze move on the Bechinas Mashiach, ze Vav Shibesoch, Heachrona, the Shem Avaya. And from this we can understand that Mashiach refers to the Vav that's inside the Hey, the last Hey of Hashem's name, like we talked about the Hey, the first Hey with the Psil Abar. You can see the difference in the Heys of Hashem's name, where you have the first one has a Psil Abar, and the second one is more like a Vav. And that's the difference between Zah and with the Psil Abar and the Nishmas Mashiach, which corresponds with the Vav in the last Hey of Hashem's name. Look what's brought about where it talks about that Hashem is exalted to sit, and it comes down. It's the concept of Mashiach and Malchus, the highest inside of the low. With this we need to understand with the concept of this is the bread, Hey Lachma, Hey Mamosh, that this is the bread of affliction, so that truly a Hey, the concept of Mashiach, Asher Havav, B'Shibesoch Hey, Zeu Ha'afikom Chulu, that the Vav inside the Hey, that's the Afikom, and that's Mashiach, the Vav inside the Hey. Kamush Kazu B'Prietz Chaim B'Mishnas Chasidim, V'Afikom, and Nikrot Safun, and the Afikom is called the hidden thing. Remez Lebechinas Marav Tuv Chashet Safanta talks about how this is this great thing that you've hidden. Mashiach, Nikrat Safun, Mashiach is called the one that's hidden, so to speak, in the pregnant state, in order for him to be revealed. Ein Hekaf Ercheach Ginuim Shel Has Hesamech Hedaled. V'odishlomar Perish Bara Diskalil Ba Kyle Matat. We can also say that the child that's included in it, perhaps in Malchus, that refers to Matat. Shuziran Bin Ushikamosha Bina Mislabeshes Bazah, that just like Bina is included in Ziran Pin, Kacha Malchus Mislabeshes Bematat, so too the feminine concept of Malchus, just like Bina as the feminine concept, is included within Matat, Shuzah de Bia, which is Ziran Pin of Brigitziosia. So Bina is Mislabish in Zah of Atzilus, and Malchus is Mislabish in Zah of Bia, which is as Matat. Like it's brought in Tanya in the Haggah, that he is found in all the levels of all the Olamos. So he corresponds in general with the Olam Yitzir, which is Zah, so he's Zah of Bia. So what's the connection between Matat and the coming of Mashiach? Yuvan Alpi, Mashakos of Zorach Elik Aleph, Tavkuf Pe Aleph, so from Aleph, Vebeis Shit Tchias Amesim Yehi Al Yadu Chulu, that the revival of the dead will be through him, through Matat. Mein Sham Shislab Shubu Orosol Yonim Od Naila. Look over there. That will be enclosed in him very high lights. And according to this, it makes sense that specifically in the yeshiva of the heavens, Shu Mesivta de Matat, which is the Mesivta of Matat, Isam Migvos. That's it says there in the Sefer Torah of that place, I guess. Bos Vav, it spells Migvos Ashurenu with a Vav in the Gvos. Because that hints to its concept, the Vav inside the Hey. But it needs to be looked into. If Matat is called the or the baras is the sun, or the clear one. Vayin b'zor chelik aleph, daf kuf nun dalet amud aleph, chelik gimel daf reishut zayin suf amud aleph. Vayin is called nar, but maybe not bara. Vayin mash because b'makom acher al maimer azal perek testa brachos daf haba al imo yitzpe lebina. In brachos, where it says that somebody who comes onto their mother in the dream, they should wait for bina, shenema ki im lebina tikra, because it says if you a mother to bina you will call, or if you will call to bina. So ki aim the mother lebina tikra, you should call out to bina ki hine Yosef ben Ashel Rachel, because Yosef's the son of Rachel Malchus v'harei zacha v'nasa b'chinas tzadik yisod olam, and he merited to become the concept of tzaddik, the foundation of the world, hamashpia la malchus, that gives flow to malchus, mamshich mehabina bemalchus, and draws down from bina into malchus. So he became higher than his mother. So inyan haba limochulu, and that's the concept of the one who comes onto their mother. Like Yosef, that became higher than his mother and gave to her, was mashpia from yisod to malchus, so he's mitzapel labina because he's mamshich bina. Val derech zayuvan in Mashiach shenoled me'amalchus, because and similarly you can understand the concept of Mashiach that's born from malchus. V'ne'amar bo hine yaskil avdi yarom v'nisachulu, and it says he will be successful, my servant will be exalted and high. That even though he comes from malchus, he will be exalted above it. The concept of Keser, perhaps. Vayin mashikos mizeh lekaman sufti bona maskul perish sapra. Vayin bezohar vayetzi al pasuki snua lea mahari the sunny barnash eryandi mei. Look what it's brought, how Leah was hated from here, that a man hates the erva of his mother, which is also, I guess, connected to this concept of a bal imo.